He turned a starving country into a nuclear superpower, and he also killed millions of his own people. Joseph Stalin, arguably the most controversial ruler of the 20th century. How did the son of an alcoholic shoemaker become the master of the Soviet Union? And why do some still call him a father, while others call him a bloody tyrant? He was born in 1878 in the small Georgian town of Gori. His real name, Joseph Jugashvili. His father was a shoemaker. He drank heavily and often beat his wife and son. His mother worked as a laundress. She dreamed that Ioseb would become a priest. At 7, he contracted smallpox. The disease left permanent scars on his face, pockmarks. At 12, a horse-drawn carriage ran him over. His left arm never fully straightened and remained shorter than his right. Other children mocked him. To survive, he learned to fight. His mother sent him to a theological seminary in Tiflis. But instead of praying, Ioseb began reading forbidden books, the works of Karl Marx. He became an atheist and a Marxist. In 1899, he was expelled for promoting revolution. The priestly career was over. He joins the Bolshevik Party. He takes the pseudonym Stalin from the Russian word for steel, a hint at his unbreakable character. To raise money for the party, in 1907, he organizes a bank robbery in Tiflis. The loot, 250,000 rubles, a fortune at the time. Between 1902 and 1913, he was arrested 6 times. He constantly escaped from exile. The last time, he was sent to the coldest part of Siberia, Turkhansk, for 4 years. In 1907, his first wife died. At her funeral, Stalin allegedly said a phrase that many consider the key to his character. "This creature softened my heart of stone. She died, and with her died my last warm feelings for people." In 1917, the February Revolution breaks out. Stalin is freed from exile. He helps Lenin seize power in October. In 1922, he becomes General Secretary of the party. Stalin places his own people in every key post. After Lenin dies, he systematically destroys all rivals. First Trotsky, exiled from the country. Then Zinoviev and Kamenev, shot. By the end of the 1920s, Stalin is the sole master of the USSR. He launches the Great Break. Millions of peasants are driven off their land. Private farms are replaced with collective farms. Those who resist are shot or sent to labor camps. The result? A monstrous famine. Ukraine and the Volga region suffer the most. Historians estimate about 14.5 million dead. Then comes the worst part, 1936 to 1938. The Great Terror. Stalin fears conspiracies. He sees enemies everywhere. Not only party bosses are arrested, officers, scientists, engineers, writers, all fall under the axe. One denunciation is enough. More than 1.2 million party members are arrested. Of those, about 600,000 are shot or die from torture. Stalin personally edits the execution lists, the death lists. In 1939, Stalin signs a non-aggression pact with Hitler. Together, they divide Eastern Europe. But on June 22, 1941, Hitler attacks the USSR. The first weeks of the war are a disaster. Stalin falls into a stupor. He doesn't leave his office for almost 2 weeks. Then he pulls himself together and becomes Supreme Commander. The Red Army, at an unimaginable cost, nearly 27 million lives, breaks the back of Nazism. Stalin meets with Roosevelt and Churchill. In Yalta, they divide the world into spheres of influence. After the victory, Stalin imposes communist regimes on all of Eastern Europe. The Cold War begins. At home, a personality cult flourishes. Stalin is called the Father of Nations and the Great Helmsman. His portraits hang in every school, every factory. On March 5, 1953, he dies of a stroke, officially in his own bed. Rumors say he may have been poisoned by his closest associates, who feared a new wave of repression. What does Stalin leave behind? A superpower with nuclear weapons, victory over fascism, and millions of bodies in the Gulag camps. In Russia today, many still call him an effective manager. In the West, a tyrant comparable to Hitler. What do you think Joseph Stalin was? Write your answer in the comments.